Welcome back. Well, we continue recognizing Black history as American history all month long, especially on a Wellness Wednesday, and how present-day systems have quietly shaped our health and our futures. But there is one critical issue that doesn't get nearly enough attention. So joining us now is Danielle Mitchell, the founder of Black Women in Clinical Research. That's an organization that's working to close the gap for Black women, both as researchers and as participants in clinical trials. Very important work that you do. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so explain the landscape. There have been a lot of shifts politically, and that has impacted the work that you do. Can you catch us up on how?
Absolutely. So Black Women in Clinical Research, our mission is to educate, empower, support, and help Black women thrive in the clinical research industry. So with the cuts in DEI, we've had a lot of challenges, but what we have created is a sisterhood. And that sisterhood, through that sisterhood, we have strengthened our relationship with one another, and to make sure that we are showing up in these spaces where there is a lack of diversity. So we haven't steered away from the path of DE&I, and so we have put this at the forefront of how we show up in our company.
So why is this important? Are we talking about a lack of Black participants in the studies, or giving the studies, and why do we need that?
So absolutely. I want to share a story about my dad. My dad has high blood pressure. His doctor prescribed him drugs that caused him to have a reaction. And because of that reaction, his tongue swelled up, his lips swelled up. He could have died. And so that's why it's so important for Black people to participate in clinical trials. So there's a lack of diversity with the patient population and the workforce. And we know if we can increase the workforce diversity, we can increase the patient population.
So what is it that you are asking people to do, and how are you able to start to bridge this gap or to continue to do your work, especially now? So
we are asking people to collaborate and to partner with us, and to make sure that we are telling our community and our family members about clinical trials and the importance of participating in a clinical trial, because the clinical trials can save your life and it can also prolong your life. A lot of people think that clinical trials is a last resort option, and it should be a healthcare option.
So when you're looking at some of the results from this study, I mean, it seems really simple, but we know about disparities in medicine. We know about what happens when patients at this stage don't advocate for themselves. So this is before we even get to that process, right?
Correct. So we have to make sure that we are telling patients to advocate for themselves, to ask their doctor about clinical trials, because a lot of times people don't even know that clinical trials exist. So it's important to have that conversation with your doctor and see if there is a clinical trial that you can participate in.
Why do these gaps matter? Because not only do they disproportionately affect people of color, but women as well. So it's a double hit.
Yes, so this is life and death. When these drugs are not safe and effective for our families and our communities, this can cause life situations that can, alter your health care. So you want to make sure that you are having the right drugs, your doctor is prescribing the right drugs. The doctor knows that these drugs in this population is not going to work effectively.
With so much distrust, though, in the Black community with the medical system, was it already hard to get participants?
It's very difficult to get participants because of what has happened in the past. We have to have that conversation with people to let them know this is what happened in the past, but this is what we are doing in the future to make sure that your rights are protected. And if you decide that you do not want to participate in a clinical trial, you can opt out at any time.
It's such important work, but it just seems like there's so much against you. Can we talk a little bit about funding, how that has changed, and then also just your organization and more about how you guys are trying to stand in that gap?
Yes, so it has been extremely challenging, if I can be completely honest. And so what we've had to do is to really lean on one another. And when it comes to showing up in our community, and it comes to showing up for the clinical trials, that we are using our voice to make sure that the patient voice is considered.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Where can we find you?
So you can find me at BWICR.com. I'm on LinkedIn, so Danielle Mitchell, and I look forward to collaborating.
Very good. Information right there on the bottom of your screen. We'll also put a link to this on our website as well, fox2detroit.com under the Noon tab. We'll be right back.